Sports Network with today's press conference, and he'll introduce our guests.
Thanks, Rob. Jason Vander Laan, Jake Lampman, Tony Annese at the podium right now. Coach Annese, can you please start us off with just an opening statement, your thoughts on the game?
Well, we were efficient on offense. We've been working really hard and being more balanced, able to throw the ball around a little bit more. We thought we'd be able to do it in this game, and these two guys next to me had a great day. Thought we were still able to rush the ball pretty effectively. They were the number one team in the league, sub 100 yards rushing they gave up for a game. We had 244, and then we threw for 357. Jason was 20 for 28. So 601 yards, pretty impressive stuff for our offense. Defensively, we lost Henry Barrera last week, and he's kind of our leader in the back end in the secondary, and he struggled a little bit. You get a lead like that, you're up 21, then 14, then 21, then 14, then 21. You start playing a little bit more conservative passively, and we got passive towards the end. Jason got dinged a little bit, and we threw Miles in there, and we didn't get a first down, and then we punted the ball. They went down and made some plays, or we tried to punt, I guess, and we botched that. So all in all, it's a big win against a team we haven't beat since 2002, I believe, and 2 weeks ago we beat a team we hadn't beat since 1999. So all in all, we're going in the right direction. And tell these guys, we're 5-3. We're in the hunt. We're 2-2 in the GLIAC North with just a North competition. We beat Grand Valley. We beat Michigan Tech. We lost to Hillsdale. We lost to Saginaw and a heartbreaker. But we're right there with the chance to be a dang good football team. And these two guys have it's their second year here, and he's a redshirt freshman. Lamp played as a true freshman, so he's a sophomore. But future's bright. Our kids are fighting hard.
Dominic Kelly, 97.3. Just heard you in warm-ups today. You made Dwayne Williams. You called him captain today. Any particular reason you went that route?
I change captains every week, and so I just tell them before the game who's going to be a senior captain. I was not in a position taking this job to have enough information to give anyone that title, so I'm looking for seniors to be leaders, and so Dwayne's a great leader. He's a great kid.
Coach, can you talk about the ability to pass the ball and how you were mixing that in early in the first half when you guys really got rolling? And do you feel like you had to be able to throw the ball against Michigan Tech to have success? And do you think you'd have this much success?
They showed it defensively. They showed a scheme that was more of a five-man box, a 4-3 with a 2 shell. And then coming to the game, they had an extra linebacker in the box, so they played as a 6-man box. And so, we're number one rushing team in the GLIAC, and so that's pretty smart coaching by them. But we just had to adjust, and we came in the game with that plan that we're going to throw it pretty effectively. And Jason's really growing in the passing game. It's been a process. We work on it every day, but he's a great runner, and we call him Tebow sometimes because Tebow had the same challenge as some of being a great runner and just kind of balancing up the pass, and he's done a great job. And we're 20 for 28, for 357 yards, so that's pretty impressive.
This question for Jason. Jason, did your confidence grow once you hit a couple of those long passes in the first half? It seemed like you were a little bit more comfortable as you started to make some of those passes.
Yeah, that definitely helps. One of the best things, too, is like when receivers get yards after catch, you're only throwing the ball 5 yards, they get more yards. That really helps your confidence, just getting those quick, easy passes. But like Coach said, I struggled at the beginning of the season, a little too excited during the games and stuff, so just trying to calm me down. And then also I didn't really have pressure all night. The linemen did a great job today. That protection, when you give me time, like somebody's got to be open, and I did a good job today, and that's definitely what helped us a ton.
Question for Jake. You talk about Jake's a young receiving core. You guys have been going along with the passing game. You talk about what was working for you guys today to be able to pass the success and getting over?
Well, it definitely starts up front with the big guys. They did a great job defending and keeping the line off them tonight. And, we're young, but we have a really good mentality every day when we come into practice. At the beginning of the spring, we were labeled one of the weaker groups. And we took that kind of personal. We just want to show people what we can do, and we don't really think that we're young anymore because we got a lot of guys that have been playing as young guys. So we're starting to get into that veteran stage, and we're just going to come out and keep executing. And he's going to keep throwing good passes and getting the ball out to us, and we're just going to work with it.
If I could interject a little bit, Lamp's got a tough coach, man. I mean, he's got Coach McEwen is relentless on these guys, and as a fundamentalist, and Jason has a tough coach too. Coach Brady is after him, and these guys, every morning they're challenged. They're challenged every single day to be better in the passing game, and we work on that probably more than the run right now, and it's showing. Their coaches have done a great job.
Along with throwing the ball up.
A little bit more in the first half. You also went for on fourth down. We're pretty aggressive in that. Can you talk about that? And were you trying to establish something by, kind of doing that on a number of occasions?
I guess stupid competitors, right? That's who we are. So we're just going to compete, and we're not going to, we're what, 5 for 7 on fourth down conversion. So were they. So. We're just going to get after it, and one of them, I guess, was probably it counts as the botched punt is failed on fourth down. But other than that, we failed on one, but we got 5 of them, and it's got to be our offensive mentality. We went into this game saying, okay, we got to score on every possession, right? And we talked about we're scoring on every possession, and that was our mindset going in the game. I don't want to sound arrogant like we could do that, but we're that dynamic, and we got enough weapons that, we got to have that mindset. We got to have that mentality, and so giving it up on fourth down is a hard thing for us to do because we think we're still going to score on that possession.
Questions for Jason. You guys, the offense, no turnovers today. Can you talk about the importance of that and you guys having the big overs?
That was huge, especially today, because if we would have turned over the ball, that could change the game. The game was going back and forth the whole time, just both teams scoring. We definitely drilled it a lot more this week. Hold on to the ball, catching the ball, tucking it. That was one of our main emphases, which was great because having no turnovers changed the game around a lot. That's what's hurt us the past couple of weeks, so not having that really helped us.
And a question for both of you guys, to be able to end streaks against Grand Valley and Michigan Tech in the same season, is that encouraging to you that, you've been able to kind of get things going and maybe show some other programs around the conference that you guys have showed improvement?
Yeah, definitely. It's the start of a new era. They've been saying that a lot. It definitely helps with our class too. Having a couple younger guys, we weren't around here when we were losing to Grand Valley all this time, so we didn't know what that is. We just expect we're going to go in there and we're going to compete with anybody that we can. So, they're telling us, we haven't won since 2002 or whatever, but that was the first time we've been playing them. So, it's any other competitor. We're just going to go out there and play like we play every game.
Just joining us on the Bulldog Sports Network at 97.3 FM. It's the post-game press conference live from Top Taggart Field. 56-49 victory for Ferris State over Michigan Tech today. Over to Chris.
Chris Healy, Bulldog Sports Network. Coach, you and Jason sat up here last week talking about the slow starts, and of your fourth down attempts that you went after, 3 of them were on that first drive. Was the start play into the going forward on fourth down?
Yeah, we obviously wanted to get a quick start. We went ahead in this game 14-7 and 21-14, and then the score right before half I thought was a huge score, and then we scored in our first possession third quarter, and that put us up with a 21-point lead. But we talked on Sunday about what we need to do to get a faster start, and one guy raised his hand and said, maybe we should take the ball first. And I said, yeah, well, that's a pretty good idea, but against Grand Valley and Hillsdale, And now Michigan Tech, we've scored in the first possession, third quarter, and that's really a big factor. So we decided to defer again. We won the toss and deferred, but we really wanted to have a quick start, and I'm glad Jason mentioned the ball security thing. Finally, we coached the right way to get that taken care of.
Coach, to go along with the lines of the fourth down, in the first quarter you were 0 for 5 on third down, which brought up the 5 fourth down attempts, but then for the rest of the game you were 5 for 8. Did you and the coaching staff see something in their defense where you can convert on third down, not have to take the chance on fourth down, or?
Well, third down for us is if it's 3rd and 5, for a lot of people let's get a first down on 3rd and 5. For us, I got my quarterback coach in my ear all the time saying, all right, we got 2 downs to get 5 yards, all right? So what he's saying is it's a rundown. So, we believe on 4th and short. Our line is a good group of guys, and we believe in 4th and short, we can get it. He's a great physical runner in those situations. So is Jamal Jackson, and we're a downhill attack, and Jason can fall forward for a yard to get a first down. So that's kind of our mentality.
Jason, can you talk about what Skylar and Jake meant to you today as a quarterback for you to have that big day throwing the ball?
Yeah, it's so nice when you can have that, especially taking. If I don't run the ball, I get a hit as much. So much I can be more calm out there. So that's the one thing that really helps. If I can throw to Jake or Skylar, like I said, throwing 5-yard passes and they get 30, that really just takes all the pressure off. They can stay relaxed out there, and it really helps out the game. And then when we're doing that, it spreads out the defense a little bit, and then we go back to our run game. And then when we have an even mixed attack, it really hurts defenses, and that really helps a ton.
Before the season started at Media Day, you mentioned Tebow. Your teammates call you Tebow, and then you ran for 42 yards like Tebow to score that touchdown. How much do you pattern your game after him or other quarterbacks?
Obviously, he's one of my more favorite quarterbacks. Obviously, in college more than in NFL because he's struggling a little bit. But I was talking to Coach Brady about that at the beginning of the season. There was laughs. He's like, "No, you can't be T.O. because T.O. can't throw," and we've been better than that. But he tries to make my mechanics better than T.O. But T.O.'s a great guy to mind myself after. He's a great Christian. He's a great leader out there, and that's what I want to strive to be like him. And my number 15 was handed to me freshman year, so I decided I might as well keep it. Yeah, it's just like a real funny joke. But
it might be more about off the field than on the field, though. Jason, both these guys are great character guys. They gave up their spring break last February, was that March, early March, whenever it was, to go work with with Pastor Mike down south and do some things for others. So that's more so. These guys are great kids, and we appreciate them for those kind of things as well.
And Jake, in the third quarter, you had the 2 big catches that went for touchdowns. What did you see in the defense, or for you to be able to break free for those big plays?
Well, Coach McEwen does a great job at preparing us for our opponents, so we know who's their best player, who's their weakest player, and we felt that we could throw the ball on them this week. And I just felt that if Jason was going to put the ball in my hands, take less stress off him, I'd get it done. I've kind of been waiting for a game to just break out and kind of just get loosened up for good, and hopefully we can continue that. He's throwing the ball great, the line's blocking great, our defense is coming together more and more, so just going to keep driving.
Harrison Lott, Ferris State Torch. Question for Coach. First quarter you started out, I think it was 4 for 5 on fourth down. Did you go into the game just thinking that it was 4-down territory right off the bat?
Well, it's always 4-down territory for us. So we don't like the punt. So I think we tried to punt 3 times and only got 2 off here. But we're, like I said previously, it's 56 points, and we went into this game thinking we got to score on every possession. We knew our defense really took a hit last week in our secondary. We lost Jaime Barrera, and a couple of those guys were banged up all week, and we knew their quarterback was really an efficient passer, and they've been able to do that a lot to people, and so we knew our number had to be big. I didn't know it had to be that big. I didn't know it had to be 56, but we knew our number had to be big, and we've been able to do that. I said to him after last week's game, 20 points, and as productive as we are on offense, and it's 20, we got to start reaping the benefits of our productivity, and part of it stems from the fact that we've lost possessions on turnovers, but today we didn't, and so we were able to, hold on to the ball and finish drives, which was huge for us.
What kind of difference did it make on the back end of the defense without Jaime out there?
Well, Jaime's our leader back there, and it just made us a little bit more timid. Communication became an issue, it's just they're a work in progress, and without that leader back there, it really kind of made it more difficult for us. And knowing that they were an efficient passing team.
Jason, I know we've been throwing out the Tebow comparisons all day so far, but kind of hard to avoid the fact that you're 28 with 357 yards for the year. The defense give you kind of a different look than you've seen so far that allowed you to go for that many yards and be that efficient?
I don't think it was that. I think it was more that we're finally progressing in our passing game. It took us a while, definitely, and Coach has always been saying, going into every game, he's like, all right, we're going to do it a little bit more, we're going to try to open it up a little bit, and it was nice that we finally been able to do it this game. It's not so much what they were doing, but it was more on us. If we ever have a mistake, it's usually our fault. It's not the defense's fault, because we know what we can do, and we have the athletes to do it. So.
Question for Jake. 10 catches, 239 yards. I believe your 2 touchdown catches were 109 yards, just the 2 of them together. Have you ever had a day like that before? Any level of football?
Not that I can remember. I come from a wing T offense in high school, so there wasn't many passes thrown. But it's nice to have a day like that, obviously. But you got to give a lot of credit to the coaches. They know what they're doing more than I am, so they're coaching me up every day, and so this one was for the team.
All right, thanks, guys. I'll conclude our post-game press conference. Ferris State with the victory here tonight. We'll send it back to you, Rob and Sandy.